What's going on, everybody? Your host Andrew Jakubitz here on the microphone, joined as always by my co-host Eric. What's up?
Doing great. Number 2 of 3 out of this live episodes.
Yeah, we're doing a live podcast. If you're just listening to this, that's why it seems a little weird. There will be some background noise. Hopefully some laughing. As long as nobody's yelling or walking out, we're okay.
Well, hopefully it's funny then. That's the goal, right?
And introduce our guests.
So we have with us, my business partner, Kevin Nelsen. We own, you should tell him. What do we own?
We own SocialSurge Marketing.
Don't put it out to marketing.
I think I'm still a part of it. That's a name that you can try to say 7 times fast as well. It's always a fun one to go and try.
It's hard.
But we go on SocialSurge Marketing, focusing on small local businesses, working on social media content, web design, SEO, all the marketing things.
Except branding, because we don't know how to get a name that you can say 7 times fast.
SocialSurge,
Don't even try.
Yeah, I can't even say it.
After a couple of beers, it's not going to be good.
No, not good.
If you want to check out some of the work they do, Eric built our website, thecasualmillennialspodcast.com. So check that out as some of their work. Hopefully it's good quality. I don't know. Who knows? It finally gets posted. But yeah, so what's going on? How is it being a business partner with this guy? I know what it's like running a podcast with him, but what's it like being his business partner?
No, it goes really good. I mean, Eric and I have known each other since high school, so we went to Case High School down in Racine together, ran cross country and track together down there. I'm 2 years older than him, so he was like my little brother running around everywhere. I spent 2 years pretty much driving him anywhere he wanted to go because he didn't have a driver's license and I did, so that's pretty much how I spent the latter part of my high school years, driving him around places. But no, it's been really good. I think we've been doing a good job, and a lot of people warn you about starting a business with a friend and what that's like, and friends and family. But I think it's been pretty good so far working together. So it's been good.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it. It's always a little bit unnerving because I always hear you're quitting to start a business, you're doing it, you're kind of taking that leap of faith. How was it for you? Because I think I've heard Eric talk about it on the podcast already, but what was your story like, because you had a day job before,
right?
And now you own a company and you're working for yourself.
Yeah, you want me to take it back to the beginning?
Let's do it.
Sure. So I'm a whitewater guy too, so
I thought that was a given.
Yeah,
prerequisite.
That's a prerequisite. So whitewater guy too, majored in marketing there. Coming out of college, really hard to find a job in marketing. So kind of looked around and actually ended up with a connection up at right here downtown at Roundy Supermarkets at their corporate headquarters in category management. So intern there, worked there for about a year. So it was kind of a mix between a marketing job and a finance job. So doing a lot of analysis of sales in all the different stores and why did Oreo cookies sell better on this weekend than that weekend, and working with then vendors to try to figure out where in the store should they go, what shelf should they be on, what end cap should go on the end caps, ends of the aisles, things like that. So worked there for a year, worked in a lot of different categories, started on ethnic foods, moved into the pet and cleaning categories, which was my favorite.
Why was that your favorite?
Well, I just remember a vendor coming in and sticking a giant box of pet toys and flipping it over on the table and just pet toys going everywhere. I was just like, this is so fun. Because they're just like dog toys and different chew toys. And
did you just play with them the rest of the day?
Of course I did. It was fun for me too.
There you go.
There's little ones that are dressed up like underdog. They have like little voices that when you squeeze them, they come out. It was a lot of fun.
That sounds like a good day.
Yep, exactly. Ended up kind of at the end there on the snacks, baking, and coffee categories.
Okay.
So with snacks actually being one of the largest in the company. So I was doing that at 23 years old, and
you loved it.
I hated it. hated it. It was more of a culture thing there. The hours were really long. It was the kind of place that if you took even 20 minutes for lunch, it was frowned upon. Mm-hmm. Where were you? Why weren't you here? Why weren't you working? They didn't give you technology to work from home, so you had like your desktop computer, that was it. If you wanted to try to get some work done at home, you had to go rent a laptop out from your own company to go do it. And it just was, everyone there was just generally pretty miserable. So kind of after a year of working there, I kind of had the decision a lot of people have to go through where it comes down to money or happiness. So if you ask my now wife, my at the time girlfriend, how I was while I was working there, I was pretty miserable. It's a pretty miserable, not fun person to be around at all. Mm-hmm. So all I would do is come home, and she was actually still at college at Whitewater at the time, and I'd call her, and I'd just sit there and just complain for an hour. And I would do that every single day. And until one day she was like, I really don't feel like listening to you complain today. And that's when I kind of realized I had a problem, that I needed to figure something out. So it was one of those things where I could be at this stage of my life, 27, 28 years old, making $120,000 a year, but being miserable, or go a different path. So I ultimately chose a different path. Actually went into inside sales, took a pay cut, found a small company out in Waterford, Wisconsin, kind of middle of nowhere, that sold software, and I could explain what they did for a long time because it's not easy to explain, but did that, started in inside sales, making all the cold calls, moved into marketing kind of as a generalist from there. So then if you needed a video created, I was your guy. If you needed a piece of graphic design thing done, I was your guy.
Is that what you went to Whitewater for?
Yep. So,
okay.
well, not graphic design particularly. I majored in like direct and internet marketing, which is like hilarious because it's like all marketing is internet marketing nowadays.
Well,
think
yeah.
about it.
You can still make a commercial, right?
Right, yeah, it's true. But I mean, they taught
It's
me
on
about
Hulu now, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's internet.
Yeah, they taught us about direct mail and how big an impact direct mail is going to be. You need to make sure you're doing direct mail with all your. So it's like those are the things I was learning, which is crazy to even think about now. We work a lot, and I do a lot of work in social media.
Mm-hmm.
There's a social media marketing major at Whitewater now.
Really?
You can major in social media marketing. So it's crazy how things have changed since Whitewater days. But yeah, I just kind of fell into that generalist role of, hey, Kevin, we'll figure it out. And that actually ended up being the best thing that ever happened in my career because I found YouTube again and learned all the things I know today from YouTube mostly. So, but I mean, worked there for 4 or 5 years, loved it there. I loved every second of working there, loved the people. I had an amazing boss there that the biggest mentor in my career. Ultimately worked my way up to being the manager of all demand generation and partnerships. So we had some pretty big partners like Verizon. Verizon was a partner, SAP was a partner, so working on deals with them and things like that. So we moved up and ultimately made the decision to take this full time. We had been doing this for about 1.5 years or so, or 2 years before I quit my corporate job. So I was doing the side hustle thing along with that job for a while too.
So why did you start the side hustle? Because you sound like you were happy at your day-to-day job, and what made you want to kind of do an entrepreneurial thing?
It's a good question because I don't really know. It's just one day I just started to kind of get the it for like, man, this would be really fun to do for other small businesses, and it'd be really cool to go out there and meet tons of people and check it out. So I kind of started down that path of, working. My brother-in-law owns a business, so I was kind of like helping him with some stuff and kind of helping somebody else with some stuff. And I was kind of trying to get a brand formed to kind of feel out what this business was going to be like. And that's actually when Eric and I kind of connected on it too, because he was in his job at the time and thinking about trying to do something more on the sales route versus marketing.
When I this time had no clue you were trying to do something
Right.
in this space too. I was just trying to use you to like bounce ideas off of.
Right, and we kind of came to the conclusion, like, man, we should just do something together. That'd be kind of fun. And just even if it doesn't turn into something, it's kind of a fun thing to do together as friends and figure it out and see how it goes. And it kind of just escalated from there. And we were just doing that for a while and found out my wife was pregnant, and then I quit my job, which is like a perfect time to do that.
Let's jump right into that. Hey, you're a new dad.
Yeah, new dad.
How's that going? And owning your own business, that's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. It's been actually a huge blessing because being able to work from home and being able to be flexible when I can work whenever. So as my wife's been home for the last 3 months, she just started going back to work. So as she's been home, I've been able to spend time with my daughter too that I would never be able to get in the past, and be flexible and take places, go to doctor's appointments, do things that I wouldn't be able to easily do if I had a full-time job. So it's been actually a real blessing to be able to do them both at the same time. Financially, it's been different, but it's not as stable and things like that, and it's obviously a bigger risk. But from the rest of it, I've been super blessed to have the time I've had with my daughter so far. And she's turning 3 months in like a week, but it's been awesome so far.
That's exciting. How's time management been for yourself between spending time with your daughter to making that time to get your job done, to get the work in, to make sure your business is growing and make sure you have that stability?
It's been pretty good to this point. The time management really hasn't been that big of an issue.
Okay.
Just been trying to make sure I get as much done during the day as I can, and then be able to have that separation of church and state to be like, all right, now it's family. I'm just going to focus on family. Because before I was able to sit on the couch, watch TV with my wife, and just still work, and just work till 10 p.m. and it's fine. Mm-hmm. But now that I have my daughter, I want to spend time with her. It's kind of like, all right, 5 o'clock, I'm done, and then maybe I'll pick something back up at 8. But I need to have that time. So it's just been separating out of the time. It hasn't been too bad. We are super lucky. She sleeps pretty good, so I haven't been super tired, which is nice. But otherwise, it actually hasn't been that big of an issue. It's been nice to just be able to balance that stuff and I don't know, just experience all those things.
Sure.
So.
we were talking a little bit before any of this started, and you said you changed a little bit, and we won't dive into what you said, but what is the biggest change you think that has come inside your life, your personality, since having her?
Well, I mean, we can talk about this story. I'm a sap. I'm a total sap.
I wasn't going to put it out there.
Total sap. And the story that we were talking about is that before, was talking about, we were watching Monsters, Inc. on TV, and it was the end of the movie where like Sully has to bring the little girl back into the bedroom and through the room and has to say goodbye, and I'm just sitting there like, crying my eyes out. Like, this was a really bad idea. Why did we turn this movie on? Well, my wife and I just crying, looking at her daughter like, oh my God, we would never do that. But
we won't put you through that door back to your right.
But she's, but I would say that's the biggest change. I mean, total sap now. I like to say, and people have told me this too, I'm like, my brother actually said this to me first, like, you're like low-key obsessed with your daughter, right? I'm like, no, I'm like really high-key obsessed with my daughter. Like, if you want to see a picture, I will show you. If you want to, you say, hey Kevin, how's it going? Oh, great, let me tell you about my daughter. Like, it's like the only thing I want to talk about. So it changes you quite a bit, and you just don't really realize it's happening. You just kind of make that transition, make that change, and I don't know, she's awesome. She's so much fun. Never thought I'd be so obsessed with like, oh, you learned how to move your arm in a controlled fashion. Yeah, that's so exciting. But that's my life now.
So that was Eric like yesterday, right?
Yeah, that was Eric.
Okay. Is it what you were envisioning being a parent would be like? Like you had to have some type of image in your head.
I don't know. I really kind of came into it not knowing what to expect and not trying to set too many high expectations for myself of this was going to be amazing or this was going to suck or anywhere in between, just because the one thing that I've learned as a parent is like everyone's got an opinion and everyone's got a different story.
Okay.
So, and every kid is totally different. So we're very purposely trying to not hype ourselves up too much into being parents and like over preparing for something that would never happen kind of thing. So
I guess, do you feel prepared to be a dad though? Like, and all the kind of things that come with it, like you're
Right.
ready when she's 16 and coming to you for advice. You think you can handle that?
Oh,
I know that's a little whiles away,
Yes.
but like that 16 years, you got to prepare for that. But
yeah, we were at a friend's wedding recently, and I was sitting next to another friend, and the girl went up and started to do the father-daughter dance at the wedding, and he's got 3 kids already, and he kind of leaned over, he goes, that's going to be you in 25 years. And I wanted to hit him so hard. Because I'm like, that is bullshit. You should not say that to me. Don't say that to me. Because I don't even want to think about it. And I think that, for me, when it comes to those questions, like I think I'll be okay with it. It'll be interesting to see. But I'm trying to enjoy like the non-moments, like when she's not talking back to me and things like that. She just lays and squirms and smiles. And I'm like, I can dig this. This is fun.
there you go. That doesn't last too long from what I hear.
No, it doesn't. But eventually she'll start to get a mouth or something. But it'll be all good.
For sure. So let's bring this back to your business, because I think people who look to start businesses either may not be doing it because they don't think they know everything, or maybe everything needs to be perfect, or some people feel like they can do everything when they can't.
Sure.
So when you decided to partner with Eric, was it just really the friends that you guys kind of felt like, oh, we can kind of stick together because we're friends and we know each other for so long? Or did Eric bring something to the table that maybe you didn't have, or he could do better? Or, what was it?
Oh, absolutely. And we talk about this all the time. We balance each other out so well.
How so?
Just because, initially, one of the things I didn't want to do is sales, which is interesting because I started in inside sales before I moved into marketing. Mm-hmm. It's not that I hated it, it's just I didn't want to do it anymore. Like the idea of picking up phones and just dialing and calling people nonstop just didn't sound like an attractive proposition to me anymore. And I knew that he kind of wanted to do that kind of thing, and that his personality was really good for meeting people and getting out, talking to people. And so that was a big part of it as well. I mean, now that we further into it, like we're definitely finding our strengths and weaknesses. And like, for example, I'm super unorganized. I'm very, very, very not good at organization, keep myself on track, task. I get distracted really easily. He's the complete opposite of that. So I make fun of him that he's my secretary sometimes, because we'll say something in a meeting and they'll be like, oh, we should schedule this meeting for this date. I'm like, Eric, you got that? Thanks, appreciate that. And he's like putting it in my calendar for me, like, yeah, I got it. So we balance each other out really good there. He's very analytical and I'm not so much that way, but it's a good balance of that, and we bring different perspectives to it, because sometimes it's an advantage to be analytical, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's an advantage to be kind of up in the clouds a little bit, but also sometimes I know it's a weakness. So I think that's kind of the biggest thing that we've discovered, is that we balance each other out well. It's people talk about opposites attract when it comes to their partners and relationships, but for business it's a good thing too, that we're able to balance each other that way.
Eric, how does it feel being a secretary?
Kind of love being a secretary. Yeah, it is this I think he nailed it on the head, man. It's getting those things that you are good at, knowing you're good at, and admitting it, that you do have weaknesses. And like that's something that we're both really good at. We're both admitting like, I fucking suck at this. You know, like this is something that you are much better at, and you need to be doing this. Or it's like vice versa. We are really both good at that, so that's a blessing. We're not like so stuck up. It's like, no, I need to be doing this.
And I think that's something that a lot of people get wrong when it comes to their own personalities, is they see their weaknesses and they're like, oh, well, I got to solve that completely. It's like, sure, it's like, yeah, I've worked on becoming organized and getting better at it, but sometimes I just know that I'm not good at it. So why would I put in all my effort trying to get super good at organization when I can just go in on my strengths, be really good at those things and really good at those things? And yeah, try to improve my skills in other areas too, get better. But sometimes people spread themselves thin trying to be good at everything, and that doesn't work really either. So it's been nice to be able to do that. You'll be like, all right, Kevin, now put a task in for yourself, remember to do that. And that helps me get better. I know it sounds goofy,
yeah.
But I mean, these are probably real conversations we've actually had.
Probably today.
Yeah, probably, exactly. So it's trying to work on those things, but also going all in on the things that I am good at as well. So.
Sure.
Cool. Well, let's rewind this back because we got about 5-6 minutes here.
Okay.
So we gotta ask you the basic questions, man. So Kevin, what would you tell to young Kevin, 21-year-old Kevin, maybe in college, just about to graduate Kevin?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing for me throughout my career, especially the early part of my career, has been confidence. Like a lack of confidence in myself, a lack of confidence in my skills, and even early on to like not feel comfortable speaking up in a meeting. To say, hey, I disagree with that, and here's why. Just because being the 22-year-old, the 23-year-old, you feel like you can't say things as someone who's 45 and been in the industry for 20 years, right? So it's, for me, if I could go back and say anything, it'd be to tell myself to be confident in yourself. Speak up, say the things you want to say when you want to say them, because I think that would have saved me a lot of trouble really early on in my career, got me like a lot more respect early on in my career, and got me to places faster throughout that. So that would be my piece of advice for sure.
It's a perfect piece of advice.
That's something I think everybody goes through. Sorry, just to add on to that, because I think it's something that you really need to learn, because especially when you start a job, if you're going into cube life, you really need to speak for yourself, because nobody else will in those rooms, and you need to take control of your career. In doing that, yeah, you may fail, you may be wrong, but then people are going to look at you like, oh, you have some confidence in yourself, and you'll learn from those too. So
absolutely, and especially owning a business now, there's something called imposter syndrome. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before, but when you own your own business, or you want to say you're an expert, but you feel like you're not smart enough, like why do I deserve to own a marketing agency? I'm not smart enough. I haven't been doing it that long. So that's been something that early on I struggled with too, but it always forms in a different way, manifests itself in a different way.
yeah, I interviewed an SVP of product management strategy at my job, and he actually mentioned that, where he's like, when you get into that position, he goes, give yourself the job first. You know you got promoted, or know you got put there, and you started it for a reason. It's because you know how to do it.
Absolutely.
So since we only have a little bit of time, let's talk about college. You learned how to direct mail market, and you're doing it a lot now.
Right.
So do you regret it? Would you go back and do it again? Would you not do it at all? Would you do it differently now?
Yeah, I love college. College was like my favorite time of my life. I would absolutely, in a heartbeat, go back and do it again. When it comes to recommending college to other people, I think it's great that entrepreneurship's had this great new wave that all these people and young people want to start businesses and go out and do it. But at the same time, I feel like it's swung too far in the other direction. And while college is expensive and kind of suck getting out of debt, it's probably still the best opportunity for the most people to advance further quicker. So do I recommend college to everybody? I think it's become very recognized now that you don't need it. You don't need to go and do it if you really feel like it's going to be a struggle. You don't need it. But at the same time, I still think it's a great opportunity for a lot of people. I grew so much as a person while I was there. Like, just from I hated high school. Let's just put it that way. Mostly because I was an ex-friend. I'm kidding. Right. I was a chauffeur all through high school. But college was my time to really grow as a person. So I think it's worth it still for most people. Not everybody. I don't think I ever look at somebody who didn't go to college and say, oh, you didn't go to college, and look down on them. I would never do that. But at the same time, it's a good opportunity for a lot of people.
I think that's a good politically correct answer.
It is a politically correct answer. But it's the answer that a lot of people swing the one way on. Yes. They're like, no, you don't need college. Don't even think about it. It's a waste of time. It's still valuable. And you think about the people who are hiring, they do still like to see that college degree. So it's still a way to make your path a little bit easier. but it's definitely not a requirement. There's so many other things you can do that make you successful too. So.
Well, right, and I think what the funny thing is you spoke a lot about things that you learn when you're not in the classroom in college, and that's what a lot of the benefit is. And I think, yeah, it sounds dumb because I can do that when I'm not there, but the people that you meet, like this, we would not be having this discussion right now if I didn't go to Whitewater, Eric didn't go to Whitewater, or even if you didn't go, because you guys wouldn't have met, we all wouldn't have met, and this we wouldn't be having. So, you know, I think there's a lot of benefits in the classrooms. Like, I still learned some things from there. Like, I had a great poli-sci class that I took there. I still remember and had learned a lot in. But yeah, I think if you really want to start a business, go for it and do it. But I still think there's a lot to be learned in college, and you just don't need to go there for 5 years and have 60 grand a day. You can go there for community college for 2 and then transfer. There's other ways out of that.
You had your poli-sci classes. I'm 3 credits away from a philosophy minor, so one of these days I'll go back and get my philosophy minor. One of these days.
Nice.
Sweet.
All right, I'm gonna plug SocialSurge.
Yeah, the SocialSurge on all the different socials. If you want to see baby pictures, I'm at Get Out My Kevel on Instagram. So that's where you can find me.
He knew his Instagram handle right away.
Okay, I knew it maybe. I just didn't know what the little dash underneath was called. There's a dash and then there's like an underscore.
To preface, the first 3 or 4 episodes, Eric did not know his own Instagram handle to plug his own Instagram handle. Okay, sorry.
You know what it is now? What is it right now?
It is Eric underscore. Which one is it? Under dash underscore.
It's underscore.
Underscore. That's 22. See, I just don't know the correct terminology.
I'm pretty sure I didn't do that.
And this is the guy that edits all my blog posts. So what does that tell you about what we have going on?
Yeah, so check it out. They're really good.
Yeah, right. All the content, fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, thanks,
so,
man.
yeah, thanks for coming up.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
You can, again, if you're listening to this, please tell more people about it. That's the best way for us to market is word of mouth. If you are listening to us on iTunes or Apple Music, give us as many stars as you want, whether it's 1 to 5, and leave a comment. It helps us get reach to more people. So appreciate you listening, appreciate you watching, appreciate everybody here to sit through one more of these. So thanks again.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Cheers.